Hey guys, thanks for waiting. Thanks for sticking with us. Wanted to get through the first round there. Listen, hey, we're really excited. To add these two guys, in Marvin and Darius. We spent a lot of time with each of them. Have been evaluating them since last spring, and really excited to add the players, but more importantly, excited to add the people. Really like what they're going to bring to the table. Excited to get them here tomorrow, and really get them on the process of onboarding them into our program. So exciting night for us and our fan base and for our organization. And with that, I'll turn it over to you guys.
How busy were the phones tonight for you, Monti? And did you anything you thought about, or was there just not anything really good there?
Yeah, I'd say we were busy on the phone most of the day, and really with the spot we were in, it was teams coming to us, and so wasn't a situation where we weren't looking to move the pick, and we were just doing due diligence as those phone calls came in. So as always, we're going to listen, but ultimately we were excited to stick and pick at number 4.
This one kind of for both of you guys. What's it like to get the player you want, the position you want, and fill a need at the same time, to have that kind of stars aligned for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, huge. You know what I mean? We feel good going into this weekend about where we're at. But obviously wanted to add some competition, some rooms, and two, in our minds, premier positions. We got 2 really good players come in and learn and help us win games.
What stood out to you guys during your meetings with Marvin? You didn't get to see him work out, so what was it about the meetings that really attracted you to him?
Yeah, so we got to meet with Marvin a couple times. We met with him at the Combine. It was the first time we got to sit down across from him. So we had a formal interview with him then. And then we brought him to town here for a 30 visit. And so, really, I think spending the day with Marvin was great. I mean, the Combine interviews are quick. It's a quick, it's a small sample size. But on those long 30 visit the whole day, you really get to get a good feel for who these guys are as people. And so I would say with Marvin, just maturity, accountability, dependability. I'd say he checks all those boxes, and he's been around football his whole life, and I think just really excited about the way he approaches his job. How he's gone about it. The people who comes from a good program at Ohio State, they rave about him, and so we're excited. We're excited to get him in here.
From the time that you spent with him, where can you see that he had a father who had a long adult career and kind of was able to kind of guide him through the process?
Yeah, I mean that one's a tough one to answer. I would say this. I would say Marvin has a plan. Marvin has a plan on why he's been as successful as he is thus far, and why we believe he's going to continue to ascend. Whether it's the way he takes care of his body, the way he practices, the extra rehab that he does, his plan for improving his skill set, he has a plan. And so that certainly has helped being around his father, I'm sure, and I think that probably stands out, just the way he approaches his job.
JG, with Robinson, he was listed in a lot of pre-draft stuff as an edge. He was talked about as a tackle. Where do you kind of see him? I'm guessing everywhere?
Versatility, Darren. Versatility. Yeah. We're going to put him everywhere.
What did you think about his tape when you watched it?
Violent. Really good in the run and pass game, and can win in multiple spots in both the run and pass game.
With that versatility, he talked about the Combine that he weighed more his junior year, and then he took off weight to be an edge. So I know you talked about versatility, but where do you see that ending up?
We got a good plan for when he gets in here, where we want him to be, but we got to get our hands on him and see, how he acclimates into what we're doing. But really comfortable with the person first, because he's a war daddy, and what he's looking for, his attitude of coming here and just going to want to learn and grow, and whatever we ask him to do to help the team win, that's what he wants to do.
JG, you kind of touched on it. What about culture fit? Like the guys that you bring in here, how do they
Yeah, both of these guys that we picked today and tomorrow and then Saturday will fit the price of admission. These guys do.
What about Darius's personality stood out to you?
He's fantastic. I mean, team first guy. Kind of once he opens up, he gets going a little bit, but he's quiet all business. I mean, he's very business-like, so excited about that.
How much did Paris push for Marvin? How much did you guys have
We don't
discussions
listen.
with him?
We don't listen to any of our players. A lot.
Yeah, no, those guys are, it's fun. It's fun as engaged and excited they are, and, you know, everybody's got a little something to add when you're walking through the locker room or the training room, and so, yeah, it's fun hearing that banter.
But being with him though, that gives him a certain amount of insight, I would think.
Yeah, sure, and we certainly have checked with all our players on a bunch of prospects, guys that they've been with and they've been in the locker room with, so Chris definitely gave Marvin a glowing endorsement.
When you look at that run of offensive players at the very beginning of the draft, did that change your mindset in terms of what you might have been looking later and thinking, okay, we don't necessarily have to move because all these guys are getting pushed down? Did that come across your mind at all?
Yeah, sure. I mean, we had some guys that we had pinpointed that we hoped would make it to 27. Some of the guys that went before 27, we were happy, and then we'd take, as with every draft, there's guys that you're interested in that start getting taken. So, that's part of the strategy, and hey, can we wait to 27 and get a guy that we wanted? And, thankfully we were able to wait. We had discussions around 27. We had plenty of calls, looking to move up. We had plenty of calls there at the end, people trying to come back in. And we decided ultimately that we were ready to add Darius there, and we wanted to stick and pick there.
Monty, you said one of the more underrated parts about being a GM is getting to call the players. What was it like actually facing those calls to them?
Yeah, really cool tonight because it just worked out that both the players happened to be in Detroit, so really a cool experience for them to have their family and friends. Looked like a cool scene there in Detroit. So many people, and really cool to call, and you could tell, in the draft setup that they have there, they have their own table. So, when the phone at their table rings and they caller ID says what state, they quickly know kind of what's going on, and so immediately you can feel the excitement, and that's a cool experience.
JG, you said that Darius was all business. I would think that Marvin Harrison is totally business.
Yeah.
And in a good way.
Yeah, both guys.
Could you maybe talk about
Yeah, I
Marvin's
mean,
business?
that's what mine kind of hit everything, but I would say the mindset of where their perception is of what is about to happen for those two guys is, in my opinion, 100% correct. And they're not worried about, the future, they're not worried about their jersey numbers, they're worried about, hey, when do I get the playbook? And I want to do anything that I can to get caught up as quick as I can and help the team win. And that's what I mean by all business. There's no laffy, taffy, goofy, hey, this and that. It's all business, man. They're all ball. They want to come in here and compete, and that's what I mean by the price of admission.
Well, last year you were kind of the riverboat gambler, wheeling and dealing in the first round. This time, obviously, you stood pat. Was it a quick, one of those, like, I know trades are fun, all that stuff, but this was one, don't overthink it, it's Marvin Harrison Jr.?
No, I mean, I think really we were prepared to pick, and we were prepared to pick Marvin at 4, and really there was no trade that came that was going to get us off that pick. If somebody would have came and offered us something that would have been the best thing for the team, we certainly would have done it. Ultimately, we felt the best tonight about sticking with Marvin at number 4.
When we talked to Marvin earlier today, he said that his body, he feels good about his body, he feels good where he is leading into minicamp and OT and all that stuff. What kind of advantage will that give him kind of hitting the ground next week when he's...
Yeah, I mean, he's in shape, so he takes care of himself. That's one of the things he's very mature about. Understand how to handle the demands of playing that position, staying healthy, staying on the field. But injuries happen, so he'll be ready to go when he gets in here.
BG, it won't show on the win-loss record until September, but how much better do you think the team got today?
I think we added 2 really good players, and we're gonna throw them out there and have them compete for roles on our team and help us win.
Monty, what specifically about spending the day with Marvin when he was here sold you that he is a guy that we want here a part of our team?
Yeah, I think Omar, just really his overall focus. You know, I think you know, when that day concluded, I felt pretty convicted about who Marvin was. I was already convicted about who Marvin was as a player. After that day, convicted of who he was as a person. And to me, that was a big day for me. Just, you know, as we went through the process of figuring out who we were going to pick at number 4, and really it just goes back to the way he handled himself, the way he conducted himself, the way he had walked through the way he had prepared at Ohio State. You know, really it was the full package, and so that day was huge for us, and really huge for me personally, just getting to spend that time with him and him getting that time with the rest of our staff.
Back to the trades aspect, you always stress, obviously, whoever it is, it takes two partners to make a deal. As this first half of the first round developed, were you a little surprised around the league that most of the time teams were sticking? I think there's only one trade in the first half of the first round.
Yeah, no, I think really, Howard, I mean, I think in the end, nothing really surprised me about today. You know, I mean, I think, I said the other day, there's 31 other teams, 31 different boards, and teams have different motivations. You know, it was very unique there, that run on offensive players early. Historic, really, right? If I read that right. But you know, that's how it goes. And so, you know, I wouldn't say surprised, and really, it was a situation of us just kind of seeing how things came off the board, and you know, it just becomes a numbers game. It becomes a numbers game of how many guys that we like, and if one of them's still going to be standing once we get to 27. So we were really excited that Darius was still standing there when we got to 27.
How do you feel about your chances at number 35 tomorrow?
I feel really good. I feel really good. Yeah, we still have some players we really like up on the board, and you know, what I would say is I think our options are going to be plentiful for teams that are interested in coming up to us too. So, you know, I think we'll, just as today, I think we'll be ready to pick a player at 35, and I think we'll also have plenty of options in case we wanted to move around a little bit.
With how much the defensive line was addressed by you guys in the offseason, was there an overriding factor in choosing Darius there?
I think we've talked about it at length. I mean, we can never have enough big guys, whether that's on the offensive or defensive line. You know, I think, you know, last year our depth got tested, you know, and so we were able to add some pieces that we know is going to help us in free agency, and, you know, adding another piece in the draft here on day 1. Really excited to do that. So in the end, offensive and defensive line, I don't think we can ever have enough quality players up there, and that's why, you know, we felt good about adding Darius.
Guessing that neither one of you guys have seen it, given where you were, but Kyler posted a video watching his pick from Mark came in. He was pretty stoked. Do you hear from him, or does he leave?
Where was he watching it at? His house?
I think so.
House.
Not curtains.
Yeah, I heard from him.
Yeah, he sent a couple texts. Probably can't share those with you guys. But, how about this? How about we just say Kyler was pretty excited? Yeah, Kyler was pretty fired up.